The handcuffs clicked shut around his wrists, cold steel biting into skin that once bore the weight of metals. The courtroom gasped, a mix of disbelief and anger, as Sergeant Marcus Hale, decorated Marine, survivor of 2 tours, and the man who had pulled 3 brothers in arms from fire, was marched toward the bench like a criminal. He stood tall, but inside, shame burned hotter than any battlefield flame. Was this how America honored its heroes? Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Marcus's eyes scanned the crowd, faces blurred, some pitying, some suspicious. He could hear whispers ripple through the gallery, Marine or menace, hero or threat. His own mind was louder than them all. He had always known that being a black man in uniform meant carrying invisible battles. But never, never did he think justice would treat him like this. The charge was simple, but the weight was crushing. Disorderly conduct, resisting authority. A bar fight, they said. But those who were there knew the truth. Marcus had stepped in when 2 young men harassed a waitress, his hands defending not his pride, but her dignity. Yet when the police arrived, they didn't see a protector. They saw a threat. The courtroom smelled of old wood and damp paper. Dust danced in the shafts of sunlight cutting through high windows. Every creak of the floorboards felt like judgment. Marcus shifted, chains clinking, his mind replaying the war zone where he had once stood unshackled, leading others to safety. Why is it easier to be honored abroad than respected at home? He thought. The judge's gavel slammed. Silence fell. The prosecutor painted Marcus as aggressive, unstable, dangerous. Each word landed like a strike, stripping away his service, his sacrifices, his humanity. The crowd leaned forward, tension thick as smoke, but then movement. A figure entered the back of the courtroom, uniform crisp, chest heavy with ribbons that glowed under the muted light. It was General Whitaker, a man whose name carried the weight of decades. Every head turned. Whispers turned to stunned murmurs. Why was he here? Marcus froze, his pulse quickening. He remembered that face years ago. In a desert half a world away, the general had been pinned down, moments from death, until Marcus had dragged him out beneath gunfire. That night, they hadn't been colors, ranks, or backgrounds, just 2 men, one saving the other. The general walked forward slowly, each step deliberate. He didn't ask permission. He didn't wait for an introduction. He stopped in front of Marcus, turned to the court, and in a voice like rolling thunder declared, "This man is no criminal. He is the reason I stand here breathing." The words shattered the silence. The gallery erupted, gasps, claps, some even standing. The judge pounded his gavel, but the tide of humanity couldn't be silenced. And then, with deliberate grace, the general faced Marcus, heels clicking together. He raised his hand in a crisp salute. The image burned into every soul present. A general saluting a shackled Marine. Respect against injustice. Honor against prejudice. Tears welled in Marcus's eyes. For the first time since the cuffs closed around him, he felt seen, not as a suspect, not as a symbol, but as a man who had given everything. The moral tension broke. Justice was not about law alone, but about truth, dignity, and courage. The judge finally spoke, voice unsteady. Charges dismissed. The chains fell. The sound was louder than any verdict. The crowd rose in applause, and Marcus, once broken, stood free. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. And just like that, the Marine who had been treated like a criminal walked out not in disgrace, but in honor, carrying the echo of a salute that meant more than any medal. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below and subscribe for more powerful true stories of courage, kindness, and justice. Your voice keeps these stories alive.